If y'all see me, then y'all already know, man. Y'all gonna see my guy, man, Patton, the mailman, aka the streets.
Activated.
Definitely activated, man. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to my guy, man. Called out that Luke Lachey pick, man. You know what I'm saying? Whether y'all want to give him props or not, you know what I'm saying? Across the community, man, y'all already know Draft Guard is activated, man. We put our stamp on that. But you know, if you see us up here, man, you know what I'm saying? We got to see my guy, Cal, in the building, man. Most definitely, man. The Texans on 3 crew is in the building.
Salute. What's happening, fellas?
Man, it's about to go down, man. Hey, what's happening, guys, man? Pretty excited about the show today. If you're tuning in today, man, we're going to be doing a breakdown on positions, like we told y'all the last show. Leading up to training camp and stuff like that, we're going to try to make things fun because, you know, news tend to get a little dry around these times, you know what I'm saying? And what we want to do is start breaking down these position groups to y'all one by one. We're going to try to do like 2 a show, you know what I'm saying? So today we're going to be running with the D-line and the linebackers, you know what I'm saying? We're going to start with the D-line. But welcome everybody, man. It's in the bull ring, man. We want to get a bull ring round of applause, man. We appreciate y'all being in the building, man. We got that boy Neptune.
That's my guy right there, man.
We appreciate you, my guy, tuning in. And y'all already know, man, if y'all got any questions or comments or anything like that, man, put it in the bull ring, man, and we will definitely, you know what I'm saying, interact with you. That's what this is all about, man. We are Texans community, but we are here. Let's go on and get this thing started, man. So what's up, my guys, man? We're gonna be starting off with this D-line. Some people may say, man, that this is the, you know what I'm saying, top power position pause in on this whole team, you know what I'm saying? It's the way that it's kind of built, you know what I'm saying? We have 2 bookends on each end, but we kind of have this kind of rotation in the middle, and that rotation in the middle kind of keeps a fresh, you know what I'm saying, pass rush, or you know, run stopping in that in the middle of the D line. But that's kind of like the philosophy. But I kind of want to go by the players. And me, first of all, I think I want to start, me personally, I want to start with Will Anderson. And Will Anderson to be coming into his 3rd year. I think he had a phenomenal year last year. Seemed like his ankle kind of stayed up a little bit more than it did in his rookie season. I just think that this year is going to be a big season for him because, hey, it's about to get close to the time for, you know, talking about that contract and that money. So, you know, I think that we're going to start seeing, you know, more improvement from him. Like, I can't say we're going to see a better Will because we already know what he is as a player. He works hard. He's the heartbeat of that locker room. You know what I'm saying? And I think, you know, the D-line kind of goes through him. But how do y'all feel about Will Anderson?
He can get better. And that's not a knock to what he's already done. Like, he can get better. Just out the gate for him, for me to feel like he's gotten better, I mean, play all the games, be available for all the games. You know, it was just easier said than done. But, like, dude, we had JJ, man. We was blessed and spoiled with JJ. We knew JJ was going to get a sack every game. We knew he was going to lead the league in sacks when he was in his prime. You know, I would love for Will to not only push JJ out the way, but kind of how can I say, overshadow him. Like just, become his own man, but break the sack record, make some JJ like plays, but on a more so consistent basis though.
So you saying kind of like Will would have to, like this year you would, like, well, I don't know if you're saying this year, but I know he can get better. But are you saying like
I would
this
like
year,
for it
if
this
he
year.
had that kind of player, if he had that type of season, right? That's
Mhm.
almost saying like he would need to be defensive player of the year this year, right?
Yeah, he has all the makeup to be that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see why this year. Like, think about it. Him and CJ are going to forever be entwined at the hip because they got drafted
Mm-hmm.
right, together, literally. So when it's time to re-up one, you got to re-up the other one. We know CJ's going to break the market as far as QBs getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
But what is Will contract going to look like, and will he be worth resetting the market? He has opportunity this year to, what I'm saying, put his money in the hat. Hey, go out there and break the sack record. That's going to do a lot when it's coming time from a contract talks. Can you stay healthy for the whole 17 games?
Yeah.
Can you stay healthy for the whole 17 playoffs included? Can you if not break the sack record, but at least break your own sack record? You know what I'm saying? Like, what did he have this year? Was it 10 sacks, 11 sacks?
11.
I think it was 11. Yeah.
11? Was it 11 and a half or just straight 11?
Straight 11.
Okay. Now, that's not bad. Year 2, 11 sacks. That's production.
That's not bad at all because that's what they said that his year 2 they predicted him to just have double-digit sacks, and he did that. So
Now, and the reason why I'm putting expectations on him so lofty is because we're in a passing league. Not many teams run the ball, and they do run the ball, but for the most part, the average team is a pass first team. So you have opportunities to get to the quarterback more often than none. And of course, you got your brother Hunter on the other end that's also creating havoc. So
we're gonna get to Hunter. We're gonna get to Hunter, but
it's a good situation, man. It's a good situation.
What you think, Killer, about what I'm saying, about Will?
The health is something like he didn't miss a lot of games, but you do want to aim for that 17. First year he played in 15 games. Last year he played and started in 14 games, so he missed 3. That ankle injury probably was like, because he's putting on weight. He put on a little weight, and plus he's going up against grown men every Sunday. So it's not no time out for any of that thing. But first year 7 sacks, second year 11 sacks. The one thing that I look at is tackles for loss. He had 16 last year. That means he's playing behind the line of scrimmage and he's shutting things down. That's stopping the run. That's a lot of action in the backfield. It always mess up the continuity of their offense. Anytime you can get that quarterback to move out of the pocket, that's a good thing. And I don't want to hit on our secondary, but that helps our secondary tremendously. And the last thing I want to hit on is had 19 QB hits. Defensive ends and pass rushers look at that number and it tells them, damn, I was almost there. So that's where they have to work on, a specialty move. They looking at the film of all the QB hits and saying, did I take a false step? What could I have done to finish the deal? So I think by him having 11 sacks, I think next year total, I'm looking at between 14 and 17. That would be a great year. He was all pro last year. So I think sky's the limit, and he keep doing that. Yeah, he's going to reset the market. Him and CJ is going to. That's why Cal and Hannah trying to get a new stadium. They trying to up some revenue. They're going to have to pay them boys, man. They're going to have to pay them boys.
Got to start me from the whole city.
And kind of going into where Patton was going into when he brought up Hunter. We got Danielle Hunter, which is the other book end, defensive end, on this defensive line. And Danielle Hunter, they extended him this off season. And he had a pretty good season last year. It's pretty how many sacks did he have?
Last year he had 12.
I know he had a lot of pressures though. How many pressures did he have?
QB hits, he had 23. So, and he started all 17 games. So
that's crazy. And that
know,
was one thing that we were kind of concerned about. So to see him go out and do that, and them to reward him with an extension on his contract, I think it was just a year, right?
I think how they stretched it out, they it attached another year because he signed a 2-year deal initially.
Signed a 2-year deal. They added an extra year on it, so we have him for another 2 years.
Yeah,
but it was a crazy number, like 34 million.
Yeah, it was a lot.
They accelerated his some of that money, to clear some of the money for other moves that Nick did. So it was, in the kind of year that he had when other defensive ends was getting paid, they was like, yeah, we got to bring him back because you can't keep him just for one more. Now next year in the draft, I know it's jumping the gun. That's going to be probably priority number one. Probably getting another pass because he's 30 years old right now.
Mm-hmm.
So but he had a pretty good year last year. 17 tackles for loss. You never look at the tackles with ends and defensive tackles. Their numbers are not that high, but 23 QB hits. So him and Will was terrorizing quarterbacks.
Exactly. And like we said earlier, and kind of want to stay on Daniil for a little bit, so I'm gonna wait to talk about the middle of the line. But Daniil was, he was showing up in those games, like those games where it seemed like he was always in the backfield. He did exactly what we needed him to do, exactly what we expected him to do when he was signed as a Texan. I think he excelled. I think he excelled a lot of a lot of people expectations by some of what he did, and I think him and Will like they a dynamic duo. Like what I'm saying. They some of the best bookend defensive ends in the league, and I'm not just saying it because I'm a Houston Texan fan. This proof is in the PFF grade. No, I'm just playing, but the proof is in the play on the field, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely, think that, them for the next couple of years are gonna just be a terror. And I just think this year coming up is just gonna be crazy, man. Patton, how do you feel about Daniil?
So I'm looking at their numbers right now. And Cal, how many games did Will miss this year?
He missed 3.
That's crazy. So peep this. And Daniil played all his games, right?
Right.
They stats are like 1A, 1B. Tackles, total tackles, 146, Will 37. Tackles for loss, Will 17. Daniil 17, Will 16. Sacks 12, 11. They both forced a fumble each. Hunter got 3 pass deflections. Will got 2. Imagine if Will plays every game.
Yeah, I was just about to say that sack total could have been like 14. Possibly. Like, yeah, he would have had better numbers.
I don't want to sound foolish when I say this, but when I'm at the game live, like I watch Will and Daniil, right, on defense. I just watch those two and how they always firing off the ball, right? Daniil is straight bull rushing you. So is Hunter. Not Hunter. So is Will is bull rush, and so is Daniil bull rush. They both bull rush, right? Both guys have long arms. Daniil is a lot stiffer than Will. Will has more fluidity in his hips. He can bend the corner and get to the quarterback. Dude, the way those guys, like with Will, if he can just learn maybe 2 more moves other than the bull rush, if he can give me a fake spin or that what's my guys that terrorize us all the time? Freeney. That spin Freeney used to have.
Yeah. I call it the Tasmanian devil.
Yes, dude. If he can get like that, dude, we talking about the sack record is 22 and a half.
I think so.
Yeah, it's 22 and a half. Strahan got it. No, that's achievable. Like, to me, for him to have a good year next year, I need 15 or more. Daniil has shown that he's capable and able of being healthy, playing through injuries. he's going to give you what he's going to give you. But my guy, which is the future of our defense, this guy, the floor is 15 for me. And I mean 15 sacks. That's the floor. If he can play every game. If he plays every game, we're looking at 19, 20, 21, easy.
And you know what though, Peyton? At the when they did their press conference, if I'm not mistaken, if it wasn't the exact press conference for the Kansas City game, with the one when they were getting ready to when they was closing out the season, he said that that's what he was going to be working on this offseason, is some extra pass rush moves. So, man, he does that. It's going to be crazy, man. And like I say, with Daniil is just that player, exactly what I thought he was. I remember hearing about, the Texans. You remember when Daniil got his first contract out there in Minnesota? Not his rookie contract, but when he came up for his actual to get paid. A lot of people were thinking he was going to hit free agency and the Texans was going to get him then. And I remember looking and like, bro is out there clowning. And, to have him on the team, I don't want y'all to take it for granted. Like, I know, and this is a good thing as a Texans fan, right? To have so many good players on a team to where you almost have to remember that these certain players are on your team. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have to be like, oh, hold up, man. We actually, for real, we actually have Daniil Hunter. And it's crazy that we don't have to focus on that fact. It's because we have so many dogs on that defense, man. It's like, it's crazy. But, hey, we're going to continue. So let's get to the middle. Let's get to the middle of that D-line. First off, Allen State patent humidifier got him looking like he getting ready for a boss fight. I was just bringing it up before the show.
That's my that's
said Hunter got close to 15 this year. If guys' jerseys hadn't been tearing, or you got me right there, Brandon. Dunno in the ball off as they were going down. Okay, yeah, but no, I get your point. I get dumping. I seen what he was trying to put on there. But we'll say the boss fight. What's the record for sacks by edge duo in the season? I don't know. We might have to Google that, but we're gonna get to the middle of that line, and in the middle of that line, we signed Mario Edwards, right? What's his full name? Mario Edwards, what?
Junior.
Yeah.
Okay, Mario Edwards Jr. Y'all know that's my dog right there. I feel like he's a spark plug. Has a lot of bursts in the middle of that D line, and the reason I wanted to do it the way that I did, as far as talking about the D ends first, and then talking about the middle of that line, because the way that D'Amico has that whole ecosystem working, it's just crazy. And it's like, I know it's got to be a headache to offensive lines out there, because you got your bookend guys who can run like horses all day, the D ends, but you keep rotating that middle where really that's where it really goes down in the trenches. I know y'all heard that football is won in the trenches. Well, it really goes down in the trenches, you know what I'm saying? And so you got those defensive tackles just banging and banging and banging all game. And when you're able to rotate them with a good class of players, so what we're going to do, instead of breaking down those players individually, we're going to talk about just that rotation, which is Mario Edwards Jr. We have my guy that we got from Buffalo. I'm sorry, man. What's his name? Tim Settle Jr. Tim Settle. Who else? Y'all can help me out. We can
Sheldon Rankins.
Oh yeah, Sheldon Rankins back. Okay, we haven't signed. We signed Fatukasi?
No,
not yet.
Okay, so we got my other guy, the Samoan guy. What's his name? You always know his name, Killer.
Togia, yeah.
Okay, got him.
Tommy Togia.
Yeah, and is it anybody else that we missing?
Danico Autry.
Danico Autry and the rookie.
Keontae Hamilton.
Keontae Hamilton. Is it anybody on the practice squad that that we may be missing? As far as, and when I say that, I mean somebody who may actually end up getting some playing time this year.
There was on the outside, Solomon Byrd. That's DN. The two DNs you forgot about was Solomon Byrd, Derek Barnett,
Dylan Hartley.
Oh, my bad. So yeah, those are the rotational DNs. We definitely don't want to forget about them. The re-signing of Barnett was critical. I think signing him back and getting him back. I'm surprised a lot of teams wasn't trying to just rake and trying to get bro. You know what I'm saying? Because Barnett is actually a pretty good player to me. I don't understand.
With injuries. He was never healthy.
I mean, it seemed like he ain't got hurt with us yet.
No, he came here and shit. He's straight. Because, we got him. See, he peaked in Philly. And we got him for the cheap, for the low. You know what I'm saying? I want to say we didn't trade for him. It was a pickup.
Mm-hmm. Right. They had released him and signed him.
Yeah, it was during the middle of the season of that year. Because this is his, I want to say, that going into his third year with us. I want to say.
Yeah.
I was going through our text, man. I was trying to find. We was talking about this a while ago, and I couldn't find it. So I'm trying to do the math real quick. But our D line as a whole penetrated most of the goddamn sacks. Like,
yeah,
Toa had 1.5. Alziz had 2. Eric Murray had 1. Christian Harris had 1, and Jake Hansen had 1. The rest of our sacks came from the D line.
Yeah.
Like, dude. Now, Vadakowski had 1. Derek Barnett had 5. Toa Giat had 1.5. Tim Suttle had 5. Mario Edwards Jr. had 3. Will had 11. Daniil had 12. I mean, dude, our D line, like, is that they them? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're them. Far as rotational pieces, D'Amico still hasn't found his quote unquote guy at D tackle. Like, he hasn't found that stud. Like, since he's been here, and it's a testament to the D'Amico dust on certain players in certain positions. The linebacker is one, of course, because he was a linebacker, but the D tackles, man. Like, and he keeps the whole D line as a whole, he keeps everybody fresh. But those D tackles, last year we were sitting here like, yo, what is Tim Suttle going to do? None of us thought that Tim Suttle was going to even make the 53-man roster.
No, I did. I probably can rewind back and see that. I'm one of the ones that just look back on his Buffalo tape and seem like Buffalo line was so deep. And that's another thing. Like if you I peeped that. I was like, they line is so deep that's why he couldn't start. They got some dogs over there on Buffalo. But Tim got game, bro, and he came here and he showed it.
Yeah, Tim Suttle is what I would call a player that doesn't get the recognition he deserves. But you got to think about it too. D tackle is not a sexy position. Like
not at all. Not at all.
I mean, you have your studs throughout time, i.e. Warren Sapp, Aaron Donald, Ainsworth. Right now we have
Chris Jones.
Chris Jones, the guy in Tennessee. Who else? Hell, everybody on Philly.
Minnesota had one. He graduated from Eisenhower High School. I can't think of his name.
Shit. Kevin Williams?
No, it wasn't Williams. He was
How long ago was this?
This was like in the 90s.
Oh shit.
He went to Eisenhower. I think he probably had like 90 something sacks as a D tackle. I can't think of his name, but he went to Eisenhower High School. I know that. Well, it's gonna take longer than that.
No,
I'm trying to figure that out. I want to give applause.
I might even stress myself out. Add more grades to this.
I want to give an applause, man. I appreciate that, Horace, on that information right there. Congratulations on 244 subscribers, and we appreciate y'all. We slowly but surely creeping up, man. We have a real organic. See, one thing that I love about our crowd and how we are building subscribers is that it's organic. We ain't got no bots. We ain't got no bots.
Let me see.
Or nothing like that, man. We keeping it real official for y'all. But other than that, though, I appreciate that, though. But back to what y'all was saying.
I was able to find him. I just say, I'm sorry, bro. It was John Randall. 137 sacks.
I thought it was John Randall. I thought John Randall was a damn DN.
He played on the interior a lot too.
Like a pack
I mean,
of dogs.
yeah, it came to me, man. But yeah, I'm sorry for cutting you off, man. You know, and I can't remember stuff and get on my nerves. But
I just googled it too, like the word, like I'm thinking, okay, Vikings. Like I'm very familiar with this team. That's why I said the Williams brothers, Pat, Kevin, because they was like monsters on the inside for a while.
Yeah,
them John Randall, like good guy.
Hey, looking at the depth chart, I mean to cut you off. We did sign a free agent in Darrell Taylor. He came from Chicago.
Yes, dude.
They got him backing up Will, like the projected roster.
So, real quick, Mario Edwards, Danico Autry, Taylor, and it's another one. I'm missing one. There's another one.
Dylan Harden?
Nah. Harden is a straight DN.
Okay.
Mario Edwards, Nico Autry, and those other guys you said? Taylor?
Taylor's, they got him as an N.
Yeah, so those three guys, they can play DN and D tackle. Those three. So, like, you can't, like, those three guys, they're off the rip because of their versatility. They're going to make this 53-man roster, like, barring injury. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got Keontae Hamilton. Keontae Hamilton from Rutgers?
Yeah.
Unless he comes in and just has a phenomenal training camp, which I hope he don't, because if he has a phenomenal training camp, that means the offensive line is ass. But hey, what's going on, Tangents?
What's happening?
Brandon, Mama, everybody. Yo, y'all cooking me about this goddamn middle file, bro.
Hey, ain't gonna lie, they on you, bro.
I'm getting cooked.
Ain't gonna lie. For real, hey, that boy AB, AB said, I'm getting cooked.
Shout out to the Bull Ring for participating, man. I'm glad y'all
guys, man.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
shout out to boy Brandon.
But it's not
that boy Brandon in the building. But anybody else on this DL, man, on this line that we pause to, that we want to talk about before we move to the linebacker core? Anybody who y'all think gonna have a breakout season this year that's gonna be a beast for us? What do y'all think about the rookie? Like, do y'all think the rookie participates in the rotation this year? Or, you know what I'm saying? Is it because I know we had a defensive tackle that we drafted last year that was supposed to be good, but he went on the practice squad, right? That's why I was trying to say, like, there may be some guy. He's gone?
He's been gone.
Did he go do it? Did he go do his thing?
Marcus Harris from Auburn we cut him in the middle of the season, I think, or either we cut him in the middle of the season or he didn't make the 53, but he ended up in New England.
Hey, that boy Brandon talking about got a plate of fresh fajitas sitting by the webcam. And I know that's fajitas, y'all. I just like to pronounce fajitas. But he said that's what it looked like Patton got going on over there with his camera, man. Bro got the fresh. Hey, it looked like in Chili's, huh, Brandon? When Chili's come out there and bring you them fajitas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Trying to facilitate this aura, you know what I'm saying?
you get out ordered at Chili's, bro. I'm telling them fajitas gonna get you every time when you might have just wanted you some Cajun pasta, man, but somebody next to you be like, you know what? Hey, I'm finna get the fajitas, and they come out and them hoes sizzling, bro. You be like, I should order them joints right there, bro. You got hot water burgers, man.
Hold on, listen. When I was younger and I got my first car, was able to like move around and go to restaurants, and this is when the whole hot sizzling thing was the thing at the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Young and uneducated. What I do? I grab the goddamn skillet.
Hey, they tell you though. They tell you. Don't feel bad.
I burnt every fingerprint I had.
I did it too, bro. I don't know why. The lady told me, she said, "Be careful, this is hot," and I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, so I ain't been back. I haven't been back since. Going for life.
Hey, bro, say I'm not going back, man. Hey, you gotta get some baby.
Only person I'm gonna go back to is Timmy Chan. That's it.
Hey, we know how you love that Timmy Chans, man.
That's my heart.
Well, man, let's get to these linebackers, man.
Hey, before we go to linebackers, I want to show some appreciation to Kurt Hinish.
I was about to say, I was about to
Oh
mention
yeah,
him.
I'm tripping,
A
bro.
lot of
Kurt,
people tend to overlook
Kurt,
him.
one of my Kurt a dog, bro. I hate that we
Like,
even that name
Kurt
is.
has one of them stories. No disrespect if you're watching this, but you remind me of Rudy. Like, undrafted, he ain't supposed to be here. He was never supposed to make the team. And this guy fights his ass off every year, and he makes the team every year. Like, Kurt is like the average cowboy fan of Roach. They ain't gonna die. They're gonna be here. They ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So
he got to fight this year, man.
of course,
Yeah, he definitely got some competition.
every year.
Behind
But
it,
Togiai took. Mm-hmm.
You say
Togiai
Togiai
took a lot of his snaps last year.
Yeah.
He took it.
Heine was dealing with an injury. That's all.
Yeah.
And that, honestly, because he had the
Did
injury.
you just call that dude Heine?
Heine, yeah, like a Heineken.
Yeah, I ain't gonna be able to do that one right there, bro.
I can't handle the truth.
You better do that one.
By now, people should know that I'm gonna give everybody I talk to or come across a nickname at some point.
And like, most of the time, it's got a Y.
I can't give Cal a nickname. You need it. I can't give you a nickname. But these
most of the time, it's a Y at the end.
Yeah, you know.
They're just gonna take that name and put a Y at the end. That boy said Heine.
Heine, yeah, man. But like, look,
it's all good, man. Texas on 3.
Heine was dealing with an injury last year, which allowed Togiai to opportunity to play. You know, sometimes it takes a guy to get hurt for another guy to, you know, get an opportunity. Now, what people fail to realize is D tackle is not, it's not a sexy position. It's one of those positions where we're not going to talk about it if you're doing what you're supposed to do, which means you clog in the middle, ready, collapse in the pocket, and, you know what I'm saying, getting pressure. All he does is clog the middle. You know what I'm saying? Great at what he does. It doesn't, like, he's one of those guys, what he does doesn't show up on the stat sheet. You have to be watching the game to see, like, okay, damn, they ran to the middle, but he ain't go nowhere. So he's one of the guys I feel like it's gonna come down to health and health from him and the other D lineman and Hamilton. I feel like Hamilton will be a good project pick later on down the line. Let him sit and learn, get a little bit stronger. But Heine not going nowhere, bro.
Heinz is from Notre Dame, right?
Notre Dame, yeah.
Oh yeah, better than Knicks, man. Definitely better than Knicks.
They ain't take a lot.
It did not take a lot, bro. Knicks was so disappointing, bro. I thought Knicks was about to come
and do better than that, right?
They called them Irish cream, Irish coffee, black coffee. Something they called him out there because he was out there in the Irish. I think it was Irish coffee. That's what they called him. That was his nickname.
I don't know what they call it, man. But he
Bro did not live up to nowhere what we thought that he was gonna be. But
Brian, appreciate it.
Man, we're gonna get over to these linebackers, man. And I think I want to start. No, let's save him for a little bit later because if we start on him, we're gonna be on him by 20 minutes. Let's talk about Aziz Shire. What do y'all look at? You know, the projection for his year this year. You think bro is out there like what we seeing from Kamari Lassiter and all the like? Why we don't see the linebackers out there working out? You ever notice that, man? We see everybody else, the wide receivers and the corners out there working on the internet. Why we don't see the linebackers getting that work in? But what do y'all think? You know, as Shahir, this will be his what season?
Man, it should be close to let's see, he's 27 years old.
7 or 8.
7. NFL experience, 7 years.
What's his 8 season?
Are y'all confident going into 2025 season with my guy? How y'all feel?
Okay.
We
to be honest, man.
They're deep at linebacker, man. Like, we got 4 guys. You know, I know everybody had their favorites, and you know, but we really got 4 guys that can actually start. You know, Toto, Al Shire, EJ Speed, and Christian Harris. So the depth right there is crazy deep. I think the second year with this defense, Like, I mean, he was. I think he was a captain last year, Shire Aziz.
Mm-hmm.
But the second year with this defense, with these group of guys playing alongside with Toto, like they had good chemistry. I was really interested in seeing Harris and Toto. I mean, Harris and Aziz side by side because they're really, really fast. But EJ Speed is fast, and Toto, his combine numbers was fast. He plays fast. He just have to work more on his angles, and he improved a whole lot last year. So that linebacker room is pretty solid, man. You got two solid backups. So, but Aziz, I look for him to have a better year. And he's a dog. He's one of those. I call him a filthy animal. Him and CJ they just had an attitude like they just yard barkers. They gonna bark, but they gonna back it up. So you'll never see their tail tucked between their leg. They alpha dogs. So yeah, I love the linebacker room.
With
What you
LZ's
thinking, Pan?
great season. I didn't like the hit on T-Law, but that's my dog, so I'm still riding with him, whether he right or wrong. I don't care how people feel about it. I'm still hurt over that touchdown he gave up to Kelsey. And I understand he had a knee problem. I understand he was hurt, but it's playoffs. Everybody hurt. If he can just get better in pass coverage, he's already, in my personal opinion, a complete linebacker. He can do a lot. He can do it all. But just that one player. Sometimes one player is all you need to even make or break a person or a game, win or lose a game.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, him coming into this season, the obvious would be to improve on your pass coverage as a linebacker. Toro took strides. He made tremendous strides from year one to year two. So, and I hate to say it, but once again, he got the opportunity because Harris was hurt. If Harris don't get hurt, we probably don't see Toro. So he had to, do what he had to do. Now, the thing with Toro, man, when it comes to pass coverage, he's always there. He's always there. But like I always say, he reminds me of Kareem Jackson. Kareem was always there, but never turned his head around. If he can get to the point to where he's tracking the ball or able to turn his head around, he knocks the passes down or he's able to get interceptions, create turnovers. And that's going to be the turning point for him in his early career. Can he correct that? If he can, we're going to have an all-pro on our hands sooner rather than later. I'm not really big on EJ Speed simply because he's from the Colts, got a lot of tackles. But most times when your linebacker gets a lot of tackles, it's because your D-line isn't worth the damn. And the Colts got stars on their D-line, but they just wasn't worth the damn. We run a 4-2-5. So your best two linebackers are going to be on the field. Now, if one goes down, even like this year, we had both of them go down, Toro and LZ's. We had Hall of Fame special team Neville Hewitt out there, hitting everybody, like Jimmy Ward. Which who also didn't re-sign with us, so that's gonna hurt our special teams. Jake Hansen is another guy. I feel like just like Heine, he worked his ass off every offseason, every training camp. He was a Lovie Smith pick. Well, he was drafted, but Lovie coached him when he was in Illinois, so that's how he ended up getting here, and he's still here, which is a testament to him. Another guy we're forgetting about, Jamal Hill.
Yeah, I was about to mention him.
The linebacker converted from safety. Now, he's the guy I truly feel like that's going to be the future if he can stay healthy, pick up a little bit of weight.
What make you think that, though?
He's the prototype. It's very rare that you find guys with that type of prototype. There are a few of them in the league. The most recent one was Isaiah Simmons from Clemens. Safety as linebacker. In the right scheme, those guys can thrive. Because he's just not learning to play linebacker, you're in the right situation. As we always say with that D'Amico dust,
Kind of similar to Christian Harris, though, in a sense, though, right?
To a degree,
Christian played linebacker, but I believe that he was a DB at first, right?
Yeah. When they
early
both
in his player career, like I don't know if he came to Alabama as a DB, but I know he switched over to playing linebacker.
When he got the ball, he was a linebacker. Before that, he was playing DB. But you know, when you going from high school to college, like your position is going to change naturally depending on where you go. But the thing with Harris is, man, Harris is a dog. Harris can take coaching. I've seen Jamal misses gaps, misses assignments, and this is just preseason, right? There's a lot of room for him to grow, which is why I say he's one of those guys. I also expect to see some tremendous strides from him also going into training camp and the preseason. Guys like Hanson, even EJ Speed, because he got to prove his worth. Hanson, EJ Speed, and Jamal Hill, those three guys in particular. And I feel like in the preseason, you're going to see more of a traditional base. What I mean by traditional base is a 4-3 and not our actual base, which is a 4-2-5. When you run that 4-3, you can put three linebackers out there and see what they can do. Throughout the game, go to your 4-2 and see what those two guys can do. But bar none, dog, the linebacker group, like hell, the D-line is the strength of the team. Go to the back, depending on how you feel, depending on the day it is. You can say the DBs are the second strength, or you can say the linebackers are the second strength. But this is a defensive team, bar none.
Most definitely. Cal, what you feel about the linebacking core?
Jamal Hill, 6 feet 227. Aziz, 6'1", 228. Pretty much same size. And I agree with Patton said. Jamal Hill, he's a project, but he's the type of linebacker that D'Amico like. D'Amico love, the smaller type linebackers, but he like linebackers that can play sideline to sideline. And last year they came out. I was watching our first game from last year. They came out in the 4-3. They was playing three linebackers for quite a bit too. I'm trying to go back and watch some of the old games and see how our defense, just adding CJ, GJ, and other parts, how it's going to look. But yeah, Jamal Hill, that's one to look at. Jake Hansen, they said he's a really, really smart guy. Doesn't miss assignments or none of that. Like, and he's a dog, just like you said, just like Kirk Hines. Like he just seemed like he's just gonna be there. And we got a undrafted. We got a free agent from the Chargers, Nick Neiman. Not familiar with him at all.
He's a teamer.
He's special team.
He's gonna take. I projected to take Hewitt's spot.
Yeah. So, but yeah, once again, man, the linebackers are like they're really 4 deep. Like I would feel like if I don't like to put it out there in the universe, but they can step in if anything was to happen, and I don't think you'll really miss a beat because once Speed learns the defense and have chemistry with the guy that's playing next to him. And see, that's the thing about playing linebacker. I played in the 9th and 10th grade. It's all about communication with that guy right next to you because y'all are pretty much like, it's almost like you are the quarterback because you're sitting high and you got to know where everybody's lined up. People are like you'll see them come tap somebody on the hip like, hey, you out of your position.
Get over.
Yeah, so that communication is key. And if you don't know the defense, then it's going to be like, even in real time, in the middle of plays, you got to be able to point it out. Like, hey, Travis Kelce, he's not going to sit in that zone. He's going to keep floating. That's why so many people miss Travis Kelce because he continues to move, and as linebackers, you have to be able to communicate and also not lose vision of the man, the tight end that's running by you. So, but yeah, I like the linebacker room, man. I would like on paper, if I'm grading that linebacker room, it's going to be like a B++. I really like it.
That's kind of where I am with it. I'm like what Patton was saying earlier about improving, pass coverage, but a lot of the times, that's just not what a linebacker job is. Sometimes
Traditionally, it's not.
yeah, it's like, but in a passing league, you got to get in the way out there, and you got to have some kind of sense of getting into passing lanes. And I just hope that they can start to improve on that. But yeah, I definitely agree with both of y'all. I think that the linebacking core is pretty solid. Especially in the, you know what I'm saying, the with D'Amico sprinkling that D'Amico dust, as we talk about all the time. And I think that, they could be a little bit better, but you know what I'm saying, it's zone sometime. And when you think about, how zone is ran organically, it's most of the time you're looking at the quarterback. And
Mm.
the way that our offensive player is told to run a route against zone is to get behind the players that's looking at the quarterback, you know what I'm saying, and find a soft spot in the zone. So I do want to say that, it's way easier said than done. You know what I'm saying? We can tell y'all, hey, well, we know what we think that the linebacker should do, but believe me, there's coaches that have been coaching in the NFL since probably before I was born that were like, hey, man, we've been trying to, that's the puzzle we've been trying to solve all this time. And what it is that when you are, like I say, when you in zone, you're looking at the quarterback and the offensive player gets behind you and they understand what you're doing. They understand that you're looking at the quarterback eyes to try to see where I am and where he's going to throw the pass. So it's kind of like a double thing where I'm looking at the quarterback, but I'm also trying to read his eyes to see where he's going to throw to. And his eyes, guess what? Just by me wanting to read his eyes can throw me off. Because say if the receiver or tight end is behind me moving this way and the quarterback start looking over this way, it's automatically going to kind of make me fade a little bit over to this way, and then boom, you got a wide open receiver over here. So it's kind of hard, but at the same time, it's something that you have to improve on. And you kind of got to have a little luck involved, to be honest with you. You kind of got to have
Let me
the
say
blood.
this, nigga. When it comes to zone, there's no such thing as a perfect zone. Zone is made to have holes in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, depending on how you disguise it, and what makes a zone easy to penetrate, pause, if you have stone knees for linebackers, right? The linebackers have stone knees, meaning they can't move laterally. Back in the day, 90s, early 2000s, linebackers were 250 and up, right? Because they were there to stop the run. In today's game, the average linebacker size is probably 225, 227. 230 is heavy now. You know what I'm saying? Because these guys have to be able to run side to side, sideline to sideline, because you have your slot guys going across the middle. You have some big receivers like we got now with Higgins, and Higgins is one of the receivers that likes to go across the middle. It's more so you got to get your hands on the guy, disrupt the route. You know, you can touch the receiver up until 5 yards. Guy coming across your face, give him a little bump, get a little, you know what I'm saying, a little touch, knock him off a little bit, disrupt the timing. Now, what makes a zone defense good is the D line. If your D line is able to get penetration from either the middle or both outsides or just one outside, either way, that's going to disrupt the quarterback's timing, throw the ball off, and you know that's how interceptions happen on the back end. But collectively, it takes all 11 to make a zone really work. Me personally, I like man, but as playing, when you're playing a lot of man, you risk the chance of getting burnt. One-on-ones, maybe double, two safety high, or two guys on one side, depending on how the formation is going. But another thing with our defense, I really like, and I'm pretty sure they're going to harp on it in camp, is pass coverage with the linebackers, because we don't blitz a lot. We don't blitz really at all. Only time we really blitz is when we send a Petrie or who's ever the nickel.
No, you're right. From the linebacker position, we
linebackers
barely blitz.
It's like, dude, I don't even think they got linebackers on Madden. Like, that's how much they don't blitz. But that's also a testament to the D line. Like, I feel like the Texans D line, and this is I'm being unbiased when I say this, it's a conflict between us and Philadelphia when it comes to D line.
and I would give the edge to Philly because they just beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. So Philly being number one, Philly won, we won. They won A, we won B when it comes to D-line. Like some teams have that one good lineman and the rest of the guys just have to fill in. You know, they kind of just feed off and eat off.
Theirs happen to be from the middle out.
Yeah.
Ours happen to be from the outside in.
I can't say that.
No, you don't think so? What's the guy that they've been having? Carter?
They got Carter and they got two like number one first round draft picks at D tackle.
Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter.
That's what I'm saying. Like
right.
them guys make it. The way they play, it makes for the D ends to go off. You know what I'm saying? And if you look
also
at
Philly also blitz the linebackers too.
We allow the defensive tackles on our team shine because of those D ends.
Yeah, you know, I mean, any given game with us, like Tim Settle had 5 sacks this year from the D tackle position. Mario Edwards, I can't recall.
The D tackle's been eating, bro. I'm telling you, they've been eating.
Our team, bro, I can't say the strength is inside. I can't say the strength is outside. A person that's not a fan of the team is going to say, oh, this strength is on the outside because they got Will Anderson Jr. and Daniil Hunter. All right, cool. But as a fan, person invested into this team.
It's that rotation, Patton.
Exactly.
It's that rotation in that middle. It's really, and that's what I love about what D'Amico doing. It's all about 4 or 5 of those guys in the middle. And that rotation just constantly coming in that game. Fresh as hell. Like that's what makes it crazy. Like I'm telling you, it makes for
and that's hard on
offensive line. Yeah, it makes for a nightmare.
See, the O-line don't
learn about these guys. You're already being spread out by the DEs. You already got to get out here. So the tackles is out of there. Now you just got to deal with these guys in the middle, and it's just not happening. They fresh. They too fresh, bro.
It's a problem. It's a nightmare.
Yep, they too fresh. They coming in off that bench. You like, God, Lee. And then you know what I'm saying. Every so often you getting Barnett coming in there. Like I say, that I know we brought up Solomon Byrd, right? Did Solomon get a chance to play last year?
Little bit here, a little bit there. Not much.
Okay. Man, I don't see how I missed him because I was looking for Solomon because Solomon he's a very good player, man. If you look at what he did at USC, bro was a strip sack specialist, and I just been waiting to see because he did it in the preseason. Whenever I see us draft a player, you see him playing in preseason, he actually do what he did in college. It's like, okay, this is what he's going to be good at. And so, yeah, I'm just waiting for him to there's another guy, Sanders. Is Sanders still on the team? Sanders was a rotational DL player. Y'all remember? I think his name was I think his number was 41, if I'm not mistaken.
No.
I don't see him.
No. That was preseason.
Yeah, it probably was preseason. They probably got rid of him before the roster actually happened. But man,
let me say this real quick, man.
People in here right now, we appreciate y'all, man, coming in and chopping it up with us.
Yo,
it's always a beautiful thing, man.
You know they say defense win championships, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say it right now. Our D line, and I said it last year out of frustration that I feel like we wasted a Super Bowl defense, but the way our defense is constructed now, knock on wood, no injuries. We're gonna potentially be back on the same spot with the top 5 defense, bro, all across the board. The defense
you can book it.
The defense is gonna be so good that if the offense can only put up at least 21 points a game, that's good enough. And that's
I need 28-31.
I'm with you. I am.
You know, but you know what? This is why. Because the deeper the deficit that they team has to cover, the more they're going to have to pass, the more our dogs get a chance to eat.
Exactly.
So when you're playing close ball and it's 21-17, they can still run the ball.
Yeah.
But if we up 28-13 going into the middle of the third, they're gonna be trying to throw that ball all over the yard. And hey, you can pull the ears back, man. But yeah, I get what you're saying. That's all we'll probably need. But the reason why they scare me, that 21, I have PTSD because that's what Bobby averaged last year.
Yeah.
No. And our offense did not look good. So
No.
21 points a game doesn't excite me. When I look at the top defenses in the NFL, if you go and look at the top six defenses, offense, I think they're right at that 29 to 33. So that's what we need to shoot for. Like, I mean, somebody said something about the Texans is the Cincinnati Bengals, but just with a defense.
Hey, that is crazy. I've been seeing it.
That's the kind of offense that you want, that puts so much pressure on their offense to have to put up points. And hey, we got them five guys back there. I am not talking about Five Guys hamburgers. I'm talking about the no-fly zone. I'm looking for this team, man, to have a legendary type of year next year. If barring all injuries, like I'm talking about one of those defense that we're gonna be like, man, they're gonna be in the conversation for all-time great. That's my expectation. Now, I want them to keep teams down to a record low, like 13, 14 points a game. Like, I want to see something where we're just totally dominant, totally dominant.
So that means in so many ways that we are saying that we expect to see one of the best Texans teams that we've ever seen next year. Everything is kind of lining up universally for that to happen.
Only if the offense can get it together.
Yes, like I'm that's this one player, and I know we'll get to the QBs eventually, but I still want to just bring it up, just in any other Texas news that y'all want to talk about too. But CJ in his third year, and what's projected to go on. Like I've heard somebody, say today in media, I don't know exactly who it was, but they said that the way the offensive line is designed, they made a joke. They was like, CJ might get beat up, but he's gonna still throw for 40 touchdowns. And they were talking about the acquisition of those two wide receivers, Higgins and Noel. And I really do look forward. Like I mean, this is very well like almost one of the best wide receiver rooms. Like I'm hard pressed to try to think of a better wide receiver room that we had that was that deep. Like, what was one of the deepest wide receiver rooms that we ever had as Houston Texans fans? Was it the Andre Johnson, Kevin Walters, Jacoby Jones? Was it that? Like, what was the deepest?
The year Deshaun was a quarterback. Hop, Will Fuller, Kenny Stills.
Terrence Coutinho? No.
Kenny Stills.
Kenny Stills. So you say that was our deepest. What would you say, Cam? That's a good one.
Hey,
too.
If 17 games was played, just look at last year. Last year, the wide receiver room was like, look, if they play.
Hey, for real, Pat, that's a good one, Pat. You can't say that what Steele was, and to say DeAndre Hopkins, Will Anderson, and Steele was better than Diggs, Nico, and Tank.
And Dale.
No, I can't. Well, actually, I can, because how often did they play together?
No, that's what I said. Barring injury, if they play 17 games, you said the deepest room. Like, when we, not saying like we see the production after 17, but just looking at it, like that Kenny Stills, like he just fell off the map. I don't know what happened. That's sidebar. But when we looked at the potential of what we had last year, we knew we was getting like Stephon Diggs. We just penciled in 1,000. Tank Dell was on his way to 1,000 his rookie year. So we was like, oh, Tank Dell definitely gonna eat. And Nico is Nico.
We thought
so I was like,
out there.
But think about it. Your quarterback said we got a 5-headed monster. He was just as confident that like we was just gonna be like dogs. So I think this year we ain't gonna give him a name for it. But hey, that wide receiver room, man, this year is pretty deep. And what's gonna help CJ is the scheme. The scheme is going to be kind of almost like the passing scheme. It's kind of closer to like it has similarities to the West Coast offense,
Mm-hmm.
spread offense. So it's going to be a lot of quick hits. So that's one thing I was looking at. I was looking at a Texas film today and yesterday, and it was a bunch of 5-7 step drops. CJ holding the ball too long, looking for the deep plays, and so if CJ couldn't make changes, those were Bobby Slowick play calls. I think a lot of that stuff is going to change, and that's the lineman's best friend. Like when I played line, the quicker that quarterback can get the ball out of his hand, the less I got to be engaged with a blocker, and so it's just going to look good because if he gets chemistry with the wide receivers, all the linemen have to do is just hold their responsibility. 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. That ball's supposed to be out of your hand.
Hey,
And
do me this favor,
Mhm.
Cal. Elaborate kind of on that post that you sent to the group, because I think that post on Higgins where you said he's not Nico, you said he's him. Did you mean, because what I took from that was like, you know, he said like he's gonna be his own individual. He's not necessarily, he's got the attributes and the size of Nico, but I think he's gonna come in and be a different dog on his own. And I thought the same thing too. So when I seen you put that post in there and then see to watch the video, man, it got me, you know, excited, pause about, you know what I'm saying, the prospect of what he can be even this season. You know what I'm saying? Bro can go for 1,000 this year, but that's just, you know what I'm saying, wishful thinking. But Higgins, man, I think he's gonna add this crazy element to the offense, man. With him and Nico out there, bro, like it's how do you gonna stop him? And then you
when I
got
said
Kirk out there, but it's on you though.
when I said he was him, when you look at that just that little film, just out of clothes, I mean out of pads and everything, you look how the shiftiness of his hips, how he comes out of breaks and his hips are low, and that helps you with your explosion. You know the way you can twist and turn. That's why some wide receivers are called possession receivers. Give you an example, like Dez Bryant. Uh, what's the boy that played for Cleveland last year that came from the Cowboys? A Cooper. Those guys' hip flexibility is not as fluid. So they pretty much almost like one-liners, deep slants, deep outs. Like, but I'm looking at that guy's film, and I'm like, the first thing I'm looking at the way he twist and turn, explode, and I'm like, I don't see Nico can do Nico things, but I think he's gonna do his own thing. The reason why they compare him to Nico because he's 6'4", almost the same weight. So playing opposite of Nico, you say two guys 6'4", whatever. Oh yeah, they to me they don't play alike.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely different.
Higgins plays smaller than what he is. Like
Good point.
I've been watching a lot of film on him. And I know I was hard on him, and I'm gonna continue to be hard on him until he proves me wrong. I'm gonna treat him how AD treated Tua. So I see at the mailbox. But watching him, man, I can tell he'd rather go over the middle. Like he's comfortable. Like a lot of receivers are scared to go over the middle because they're scared to get their clock rocked. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
This guy here gets low. Like he's 6'4", and when he's running his routes, you would think he's 5'11". Like that's how low he gets. You know what I'm saying? Like what Cal was saying, when you're able to have that much fluid in your hips, like you moving around, it's easy to get in and out your breaks. And coming out, he was already one of the best route runners in this draft. Even though myself, I'm gonna say it now, I wanted Luther Burden, aka Vandross. Seemed like a more explosive player, gadget player, get him the ball and let him do what he do. But this guy here,
Steve Smith says that he better than T-Mac, bro, and that's what's crazy to me.
I mean, yeah, like okay, let's
T-Mac
talk about
T-Mac went in the top 10, right?
Yeah, he went to Carolina. They needed a receiver desperately. T-Mac, for what it's worth, he has a high upside, but he's very inconsistent catching the ball wise. But once the ball's in his hands, it's hard to catch him. He's very fast. With Higgins, he don't drop the pass. He don't drop too many passes. Like he's a sure-handed guy, like my guy Luke Lacey from Iowa. But we'll get into that another day. But you want your receiver to catch the ball, hold on to it, and get some yards. Like I said, he's not. He doesn't have straight line speed. He's not gonna run by you, but he's gonna route your ass up to where he's gonna create separation because he can stop on the dime. He can move he can go wherever he wants to go depending on what the route he's running. So, also, before I give it up, he's going to benefit from playing with a damn good quarterback. You know, the guy they played with in Iowa State wasn't as great. You know what I'm saying? No slight to him because he was just throwing guys the ball like he's down there somewhere. They were treating Higgins like he was Hopkins. Just throw it up here. He out there somewhere. Like the pass for nowhere caught.
I was noticing that too. I was like, bro, and bro got a 33 in his arms.
Yeah,
it's
so
like,
I mean, it's not you're not crazy to say he could potentially have 1,000 yards receiving this year. It's not out of if he's
especially
healthy.
with CJ, you know, because I remember you saying one time, Pat, and it's all about who you line up with as your quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And
that makes all the difference in the world.
He's blessed, bro. He's coming into the league with CJ, and you see how CJ can put that ball out there for Nico just beautifully. Yeah. It's gonna be crazy, man. I'm telling you, these other teams, man, get ready because I'm telling y'all, the Texans long down the field. It's gonna be it's taking the top off the defense is gonna be a thing. Our intermediate routes, the run game, you're literally gonna be on your toes all the time, man. And I like to bring this point right here. Say Noel bench pressing 23 reps. We bring that up a lot at the combine. Should be able to block. Of course, like if you look at it, what you know, what I'm saying that's one thing. I love Tank, man. Tank, my guy. But Tank's a liability when he's on that field. He takes away. He's like he makes it almost like 10 versus 11. You know what I'm saying? Like if he's the go-to person in the play, then yeah, you can design and scheme to get him open. But at the same time, Tank, how you gonna switch it to a run play and you got Tank out there on the field? You know what I'm saying? It becomes 10 against 11. This is what I'm saying. It's like Tank ain't finna be able to block nobody. But I want to say because we are at 1 hour and 7 minutes right now, so we up on our time. Man, it's been a great show, bro. I'm talking about. You want to know my sign of a good show is when I can't believe how fast the time done went by because it be feeling like we just started, bro, and I'll be like, dang, the whole fucking hour done went by. Let me give an applause to the 68 people that we had came in and joined with us tonight, man. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. That means that if you have a Twitter page, man, don't be afraid that retweet. And you know what I'm saying? Like my boy said, man, we had 244 subscribers and going up organically. You know what I'm saying? We're not paying no bots or nothing like this. Everybody who subscribe are real people, real Texans fans. We may have a couple of other fans from AFC South teams that just want to come in and you know, eavesdrop and see what we're talking about. But either way, we welcome y'all too. We thank everybody, man, that tunes in, man, and take out your time with us every day, man. We know that, you know what I'm saying, this world can look like it's crazy at certain times. But, you know, just to be able to sit down and talk these Texans, man, it's a beautiful thing. And we enjoy doing it with y'all. And I enjoy doing it with my guys. Mostly to anything. And we'll be back here Friday. You know what I'm saying? Friday at 7 o'clock. We'll definitely be back in the building. So make sure that y'all tune in. We'll be here on X and we'll be here on YouTube as well. Like I say, make sure you like, share, subscribe, set your notifications. So if we happen to do something special, y'all will get that notification when we getting ready to go live or whatever, you know what I'm saying, if some special news or anything drop like that. But other than that though, man, y'all know how we get down, man. It's the big Texans on 3. And if it's anything, it's anything, man, that my guys want to bring before we get up out of here.
Hey, all our content original. We ain't steal it from nobody. They steal it from us. But I digress.
Luke Lachey, man. Y'all know who said it first, man. Just go back in the archives, man. Y'all see we did a whole show. I mean, we did a whole video on bro. But hey, man, y'all know what it is, man. Draft guard is activated. Y'all already know what it is, man, in the building. We do what we do, man. We just we do it for y'all, man, at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even about us, man. It's about y'all, man.
My closing statements is hey, shout out to the Bull Ring. And y'all a part of the show as we are also. So if y'all have any questions, like put them down there. Like we want to interact with you guys as much as possible. My thing is, I'm gonna close on this. I bet you Higgins and Noel haven't really had a peaceful night of sleep yet. I mean, those guys coming from the same program, like you an hour, and the next day y'all both gonna be playing with CJ in H-Town. Like, bro, they couldn't even imagine something like that, man. That's kind of like, bro, are you serious? They both put up 1,000 yards with that quarterback. And that quarterback, like, look, they didn't have to wait for the ball. I mean, he threw it up there and they went and got it. But I'm just saying, man, like, those guys have to be very excited, man. And when both of those guys got drafted, I keep forgetting that dude name, the free agent that we picked in wide receiver from
Christian Kirk.
Kirk. That made Kirk like attention. His antennas went up like, oh, I got a ball. These youngsters ain't finna come in and just take my shine. But man, I'm gonna tell you, man, that Noel, the more I watch that dude there is a zone buster, and he can get over the top. He gonna give free safeties hell. So I'm gonna end it on that one, man, because hey, like you said, we at 111. Man, I get to talking. We'll be at 2 hours and 30 minutes, man. You know me.
Man, like we always say, man, we appreciate y'all, man. And I want to go down the list right quick. As y'all already know, man.
What a mock draft for next year. Hey.
Oh yeah, you got to, because you already know you be hitting on it, man. I want to give a shout out to everybody like we do. Hold on, you want to say something, Peyton?
I got you. Matter of fact, this is what I'm gonna do for you, Brandon, because I got your number. Give me till next Friday. I need to see who's moving around first, and to get so I can. I already started building I start my big board for the next year, the day after the draft, anyway. So I've already started accumulating stuff, but my eyes is really heavy on Michigan right now. I haven't just really viewed the landscape. I got a few guys in mind, but give me till next Friday, and you will get that text message from me just for you only.
That's a bit, man. I want to give a shout out. Let's go down the Bull Ring like we always do, man. Let's get a Bull Ring shout out, man. I want to give a shout out to Neptune, man. Appreciate you. Willie Jackson, T. Jones in the building. You already know. Brandon, we got Allen in the building, man. We got Horace most definitely in the building. We got R2TXJT in the building. We appreciate you, man. Texas Tangents in the building. We appreciate you. Willie Jackson, as always, we appreciate you. We got E-Mac in the building, man. Appreciate you. Rampage, man, definitely been active in the Bull Ring, and we appreciate you, my guy. And I think that's about everybody right there. Man, like
you shout out Alan Peter Ford?
Yeah,
Alan. Alan already know.
All right.
Oh no, we different, but that boy got a double shout out. So boom, there you go, Alan. But hey, look, check it out though, man. We appreciate y'all. Make sure that y'all in the building Friday, man, 7:00, man. We'll be doing this again. Texas on 3. We'll announce what those positions that we'll be talking about that day, but we'll pick 2 more positions and we'll do the same thing we did this show, man. This was a great show, like I said, man, and we will definitely see y'all Friday, man. We appreciate y'all, and get a little theme music going right now. And y'all already know, man, Texas on 3. And we'll see y'all Friday, man. We are fighting. Y'all already know how we do.